Baweep Grana Weep Ninibong. Welcome back to the channel, Justin Network. We are coming up today with our first ever third party, fourth party, knockoff, whatever you want to call it figure, but it's not Hasbro, it's not Takara, it is Aoyi Mech. I think that's how you say it. But it is the Mechanical Alliance Dark Commander, which is Nemesis Prime. So, Nemesis Prime, pretty easy concept. He's basically just the bad version of Optimus Prime.
What's in the box?
Box? I like the box. Mine got beat up a little bit in transit, but it's a nice looking box. I love that artwork. Look at that. That's so cool. I'm really excited to get this open and we'll see what we got going on here.
What's in the box?
So I just want to start off with saying, wow, look at that. That's a good looking figure, man. The black, the white, the red, the white, the white, the white, the white, the white, the white. Here at Justin Network, we would like to apologize for the use of the word white when referring to a color that is obviously gray. We hope that in this mistake of simply not thinking clearly, that we have not, nor ever will, offend anyone or anything. We like to think of this company as a good family company, and the act of this obvious mistake does not and never will represent the morals nor feelings of this company. We hope that in this mistake we can learn and grow as not only a company, but a family. Sincerely, Justin Network President and CEO, Justin Davis. It all matches together so well. We'll let you get a good look here up close on him. I will say that a lot of his joints are kind of loose. That could just be because it is a knockoff and it's not official Hasbro, but I don't even think that's much of an issue. It still all feels very sturdy. The plastic feels good. Let's talk about some of his articulation here. He's got the elbow movement there. It's got a spin right there on his arm, but it will not go all the way around because of the way it's built. And then you've got a bicep swivel that will go 360 all the way around. His arms are going to go all the way out. This part right here is going to move so you can do that. And his legs, he's going to be able to kick all the way out like that. He only goes that far back, but his knee is going to allow him to get a whole lot of extra, kick himself in the butt, right? He can get some nice running articulation perhaps. Maybe you can do some dynamic poses of him getting some good runs in. His feet, they're going to go up and down. They've got a little bit of an ankle rocker there. It's going to give you some nice dynamic posing there. His head, let's go ahead and take a good look at it. It's a nice mold. He's got those red eyes. It looks good. He can turn all the way around. This part, it depends on if you want to have it up or down. I'm not sure exactly which way it's supposed to be in his robot mode. They had it up when I got it out of the package, but I put it down so he could turn his head all the way around. He can look up a little bit, look down a little bit. He's got some decent movement there in his head. He does have movement all the way around there where he can turn 360. In fact, this is a good mold, but it should be because it is just a knockoff of the Studio Series 38 Voyager class Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime. All they did was take it, remold it, or, do their own mold of it. I mean, it's the same thing. They just repainted it, different colors. I mean, that's kind of all Nemesis Prime is. In canon, there's a lot more to it, but, he's just Optimus Prime that's looks different. He got a nice paint job. He's evil now. Okay, he also comes with this gun. It's a nice classic Optimus Prime looking gun, I would say. So that goes in his hand very well. It's got a nice length to it when you put it down. He's got a real menace to him. You're a Autobot. You see this version of Optimus Prime, aka Nemesis Prime, coming at you. You're gonna be scared, no doubt about it. So let's go ahead and get him measured out before we transform him. From the bottom of his foot to the top of his head, it's gonna be just slightly under 7 inches tall. So overall, I love his robot mode. I think it looks really good coloring. It's definitely more modern and not as G1 as some of the other molds out there, which I'm more of a G1 guy, but I like this a lot. It's Nemesis Prime, and I got it at a very good price off of AliExpress. Quick shipping. So yeah, let's go ahead and get him transformed in his alt mode and see what's going on with it.
6.5 hours later.
All right, here is Nemesis Prime in his truck mode, his alt mode, his vehicle mode. We've got him here. So I will start off by saying this is a good look. I like the cab part a lot. I think it looks really nice, really clean. Don't love how that part sticks out, but that's just the way it is in the transformation. You see it there, it sticks out a little bit, but I don't think that's too big of a deal. Now, the big issues I have, that's the way it's supposed to be transformed. So I will go ahead and give you a heads up, right? These instructions are not very helpful. I had to literally look up a video on how to transform it. I will probably link that video in the description just so you guys can have that. And I'm like 90% sure I have him transformed right, but it was a butt and a half to transform. Either way, don't love all that open. That's not great in my opinion. And then I know you all can't really see that, but his wheels do not touch the ground. His front two do, but his back four, they, as you can see, they do not touch the ground, and they've got decent spin to them, which makes me think they should touch the ground. But I'm genuinely thinking this part right here that's stopping them from, I think that's where it's supposed to go. And guess what that is? My arch enemy, his feet.
Not again!
Always, the feet, I didn't realize I was such a foot guy, but God, these robots are killing me with their feet. But that right there, you see that? That's why it's not able to touch the ground, because these feet right here. And I'm pretty sure it's transformed right with that. I'm pretty sure that part is transformed correctly. And they just don't want to touch those on the ground. But overall, it still rolls pretty decently, as you can see, even though it only gets those two front tires. It looks great. This is one that I will say I will not be transforming back and forth very often. It's a tough transformation, but he will probably sit most of the time just in his bot mode. What's really hard about this, a lot of stuff just pops out constantly. As you're making a move, as you're making a transformation, something just pops out. Pops, pops, pops. There's all kinds of spots where all this kind of forms together, and it's hard to keep it all together. And I don't really think that could be partly because it's a knockoff, but I think that's just the mold in general. Looks good, but I will say it's got a nice heft to it. It feels pretty thick. It's got a high quality metallic feel to it. Let's go ahead and measure it in his alt mode. So it's gonna be just barely under that 5.5 inches there. But this is Nemesis Prime. Let's see if he's got somewhere to put this gun on when he is in his truck mode. And well, tickle me pink, that's where it goes. It goes right there, and it is loose as all get out. You see that? So I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't know if that's like that on the actual one, but on this, it's very loose. So I don't know that I would feel too safe with keeping it there. As you can see, is you see it. So overall, though, not a bad truck. I think it looks great. That's one thing I will give it here. When he is in his alt mode, it looks awesome. Especially the cab. The cab, I don't think you could do hardly any better on the looks department for a Nemesis Prime here. That looks fantastic on the cab part specifically. And there is our main man back in robot mode. I will tell you, this guy's a tough little booger to transform. My guy's going to be staying in robot mode probably forever. He may never get transformed again by me. But I will say there are some pros to this piece, and that is the way he looks. He looks incredible. This is a good looking mold. Most of us put him on the shelf as bots anyways in the robot mode, and this guy's got a great look. I don't even think that on camera it truly shows how good this guy looks. He looks better in real life than he is on camera. He really does. It's a great looking bot here. I'll give you one last good look at him here. Get a good look at Nemesis Prime. But I'm going to go ahead and rank him now on functionality, which we're grading articulation, accessories, accessory storage, posing, those type things. I'm going to give him probably 7. On transformation, which is going to be how easy it was to transform, the creativity of the transformation, etc. I'm probably going to give him a 3. And then on appearance, which would be likeness to character, specifically what Optimus Prime looks like in the Bumblebee movie. This is just a Nemesis Prime version of that. And how well the robot in alt mode looks. Overall, I'm going to give his appearance an 8.